Hello everyone, it's Jessica. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for you. This is video 9 for me, and I'm going to be doing an original layout just by myself. I usually do scrap lifts, but today I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I'm not going off of anything at all. I'm just going to let the cut file speak for itself. I created the cut file on my own as well using Cricut Design Space and the offset feature. Just going to show you a couple ways here how to back your cut file. Usually I just cut vellum on the Cricut, but my machine was giving me a little bit of trouble because my mat wasn't so sticky anymore, and I need to clean it. So I tried it twice, and then I just figured, well, I'll just show you how to back it yourself by using an X-Acto knife and a cutting mat or a glass mat. And then I show you another way here how to back it as well, because I'm going to put a photo here. So sometimes I back them like this, where I just trace the outline around my cut file and then I cut it out with scissors. And then that's kind of two ways that you can back a cut file. And I did speed that up because you don't want to watch me cutting the entire time. So I go ahead and stick that down. I'm using Creative Memories Precision Point Adhesive tool to adhere my cut file, just the outline, to the backing. I like it. It doesn't dry super fast, so it gives you a little bit of time to work with it in order to get it all stuck down there. So just trimming it up a little bit, doing some finishing touches here before I actually glue the whole thing down. And then I'll have my word there that says splash, documenting some photos of my little guy on July 4th of 2020. He was having a good time with his nephew, swimming in the little kiddie pool. And it wasn't super hot that day, but he still really enjoyed himself. So here I'm using the Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed collection. That's what I've used for my cut file as well. I just backed it with vellum. And I've got 3 photos. I have this leftover sheet of background paper that I cut another cut file from, and I'm going to use that as my border around this because I like to reuse and use every piece that I possibly can out of kits. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to add some mixed media today, actually a lot of mixed media today. And I'm going to be using Heidi Swapp's Color Shine on Vicki Boutin foundation paper. And I can list all these colors that I'm going to use in the description for you as well. So Vicki Boutin's foundations paper is just a really super thick paper, and it just allows a little bit more weight to the paper, so you can really put all these liquids on there. So it's a nice thick paper. You can get it, different shops have it. I usually get mine on either scrapbook.com or a cherry on top, or sometimes some private sellers, like with little shops. I know there's one in Washington that I've gotten it from. Sometimes it's out of stock, so you have to wait a little bit and be patient, but it'll come back around. And when it does, I usually order quite a few pads so that I have it. But I just basically start with the packaging technique. You saw me with my trusty rusty box here. I use this little box top with the spray so that I don't get it all over my workstation. And it's nothing fancy, it's literally just the top of a box. So I use the packaging here. The packaging is from any sticker sheet or anything that you've used up and you have that little clear piece left over. And I just spray the color shines right on there. And the ones I'm going to be using today are the Teal and Peacock blue and Patina, I think it's called. I might not be saying that right, but it's looks like Patina. It's the green one. So I'm just using this kind of kissing packaging technique to smush all my colors in there. I'm not drying the packaging off between the colors because I do want them to blend and bleed together a little bit. So I'm not worrying about, cleaning that piece off before I smush some more on there. And I am adding just a little bit of water to them just so that they're a little bit more workable, because with the foundations paper, it kind of soaks it up a little bit. It's not like using it with gesso where you have a lot of movement time. If you have gesso on your paper, it doesn't absorb it real fast, so you have a little bit more time to mess with it and move it around. But with the foundations paper, it's not gessoed, so it does kind of soak it up just a little bit faster. And here I'm just going to use my heat gun just to dry it all up. I've got all my colors on there, and I just dry it a little bit so that I can continue to work with this and layer it up. Here you'll see my washi tape holder. That's what I hold my Tim Holtz mini inks in. I got that from Michael's. And my handy tool here that has seen better days. I printed this out from the website. I think it was just on the Ranger Ink website. You can print those templates out so that you know what colors you have. And here I'm going to go in with Faded Jeans on the top. That's the blue one that I'm using. I'm just going to use my stencil. I got the stencil, I think, from scrapbook.com. And it's a cute little fun mermaid kind of fish scale stencil that I'm using. I just wanted some extra texture on top of all that mixed media. Something to just break it up and make it more fun. I actually thought I could have went back in here with some texture paste as well, but I'm going to add some splatters to this, so I think texture paste is going to just be a little bit too much. And then the bottom one that I'm using, it's a green, and that one's called Evergreen Bough. I love this green. It's one of my favorites. Both of these colors are my favorites from the whole line. Other than Kitsch Flamingo, I really like that one too. That's this newer one, but it's a very, very bright pink, so it wouldn't really work with this layout. So just bringing my Cutfile back in so I can see all that loveliness. Oh, look at that. I absolutely love this mixed media. And here you see that I'm going to actually cut out this section that I have left because I'm stingy. I love this paper and I really want to still be able to use that because that's just going to be on the back of my page. You're never going to see that. And I'm actually going to reuse that somewhere else later. So this, I don't have much on my border for this to adhere to. So I'm going to go ahead and actually machine stitch around this then. But first I'm going to add a little bit of speckles to this and some splatters using Shimmerz paints, Inklingz. This one's called Meet Me at Sunset. And it's just a really pretty kind of golden yellow. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it with my paintbrush and just flick it right on my page. And I don't really care how perfect that is. I make a pretty big mess on my station with it, so I have to clean that up afterwards here. And just going to go ahead and make those splatters and fun little speckles all over just to give it a little bit more dimension here and kind of brighten it up a little bit. I'm just going to go in here and actually dry this up just a little bit. You can do that just with your paper towel holder. And then I'm going to adhere that background paper. So I don't have a whole lot for it to stick to. So I'm just going to adhere what I can here using my ATG gun. And then I'm just going to take it through the sewing machine around the edges just to add a little bit more texture to the edges. Like I need more texture on this layout. But I really like the effect of sewing machine on a scrapbook page, so that's what I'm going to do. Here, I'm just using my paper towel to actually make sure that that's stuck down around the edges because I don't want to smudge or smear any of that mixed media that I have, so I'm just kind of being a little bit careful with it. So here I've done my machine stitching. You can see around all the edges. I've left it pretty raw up at the top right corner. I've done a little bit extra there for some added interest. And I've just kind of left my threads hang out there as well. And just going to start by putting my photos down. I do mess around with them a little bit. I kind of want that one on the left to be the focal point, but it's got a little bit more up at the top of dead space, so I kind of mess around with tucking it in there a little bit. Here I'm still using that Sunkissed collection. That's the main kit that I use for this, and that little cluster of flowers is actually one that I fussy cut for another layout, but just decided not to use it for that, so I have it left over. And I'm going to use it on here. I'm just going to tuck it down there. I'm going to go in and look through all my little embellishments, the ephemera pack. Oh, I love everything in this pack. It's so cute. It's very, very hard for me to decide which ones to use and which ones to hoard for the next project. So I end up settling on this little palm tree for the left. I love palm trees. Anyone who knows me knows that I love palm trees. So I love that this pack has some palm trees in it. And I thought the umbrella would be cute because it's water. He is making a big splash. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of going back and forth between what embellishments I'm going to use because there's just so many cute ones that would work for this layout. It's just so summery, and this collection is so fun and bright. I love it. I tucked the little tab in up there. It says the best. So I thought that would go cute with the best splash. And I'm going to stick down my photos so that they're not moving around while I'm adding everything in. I love the cute little banner in the top right. I just thought that just went perfect for this layout. So that was a no-brainer. I'm going to adhere this with my ATG gun. Sometimes it's hard to do that with Cutfiles with vellum, so a lot of times I'll go in and just use some clear glue dots to just stick them down. But for this one, the outline was pretty thick, so I was able to use my ATG gun to stick that down. And then for the palm tree and some of the other embellishments here, I'm going to actually pop them up with some 3D pop dots or foam squares. They're called different things. So just to add a little bit of dimension to this layout. And then here, I really go back and forth between what I like on that P. I really like the heart, but then I actually decide on using this little banner that says "Be Happy." Because it was just such a fun, happy day. He had such a good time, and he was just smiling and laughing. And his little cousin that's swimming there with him was just having a good time too, getting splashed. So he was really, really enjoying himself. And you see this cute little fun drink. I'm going to use some pop dots or foam squares on that too. And then the Feeling Fine, I do pop that one up as well. And then these are the little puffy stickers. Oh, I love these little puffy stickers too. I kind of move this rainbow around a lot before I actually stick him down. He could go in so many cute places on this layout. I had a hard time deciding. And I only wanted to use one because I know that there's a lot of layouts that I do that those little cute rainbows could go on. So there's some cute little flowers in this pack. It's just such a fun, fun kit. I love this collection. Like, look there, I could have used that sunshine. I could have used anything from this. This is just so cute. I love these little word phrases. So I put a couple of them right there. And then I think I need something around my A. So I'm going to go ahead and add this cute little puffy flower right there. I'm going to add a couple little hearts here just for some interest and to break that cut file up just a little bit. I love that photo. His face is just so priceless when he hit that water. So here, I liked the orange flower, but I felt it blended in just a little bit. So I'm going to actually use the blue one, which blends in more, but I actually love it because it just kind of adds a little bit to it. And then here, I'm just going to finish up by stamping my date on there. It was July 4th, 2020. And I'm using my date stamp. And then I'm using Close to My Heart ink in Lagoon, I believe. And here is my finished layout. I love how this came together. I had such a good time working on this, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I love sharing things with everyone. If you want to see anything or have any requests, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.